Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. If you are just joining us, good morning to you. Look at that beautiful sky right now in the city of Edmonton. It's Thursday, so very delighted to have these two fabulous ladies. Ramita, welcome to Breakfast Television.
Thank you for having us.
Laura, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We are talking about a great initiative, something that is happening at the University of Alberta, Discovering Autism. Ramita, I'll ask you, sort of give us an overview of what this event is all about.
So it's a day-long conference. It's being hosted on Saturday. And what it is we get a bunch of different experts in the field to speak about their different perspectives and their research on autism. In the morning, we have Jessica Peugeot. She's on the spectrum herself, and she's going to present her perspective, what it was like growing up and how it could be different from somebody who's typically developing.
Right.
Laura Gilmour will be speaking on adolescence and sexuality for people who are on the spectrum and what that entails and how it's different, and I'll let her speak about that more. We also have sessions from Shane Hewitt, who will be talking about how to manage a meltdown. Dr. Keith Golden will be speaking about anxiety and autism. Are they the same? How do they relate? What are the differences?
Right.
Rachel Williams will speak on executive functioning. Can it be learned?
And this is all within one day.
All within one day. So there are sessions going on at the same time. People have the option of picking between two. And it's just a day-long conference of, constant information being thrown at us. And critical thinking is really encouraged. And we're trying to get the awareness out there as well as get people to ask some questions, get to know the more in-depth things about autism. And
right, and I think, Laura, your dissertation, your thesis, if you will, autism and sexuality is wildly interesting on many, many, many levels. I don't think it's something that, so let me ask you, first of all, how did you come to this as something that you felt very passionate to pursue?
I was an undergrad student actually when I first started the project, and the professor that I wanted to do research with, her background was in neuroscience and sexuality. So I went up to her and I told her that I had a research interest in autism, and I looked at her research interests, and then I had done some Googling on the internet on that, and I found out that Baron Cohen had a theory known as the extreme male brain theory that stated that autism was a masculinization of the brain.
A masculinization. Wow.
strong.
Yeah, that's very strong.
So I wondered if there'd be any correlation between differences in sexuality and sexual orientation among individuals with autism. And that was sort of the research question for my initial study.
And so what I'm only imagining what you've begun to discover, but is there anything that runs to the forehead of sort of, that has sort of, I don't want to say created sort of havoc in your world, but something that has revealed itself that perhaps you didn't think of? I mean, masculinity that's a huge concept. Mm-hmm.
One of the main findings from the study is that, and this is correlational, so not cause and effect, is we found there was a higher degree of bisexuality, homosexuality, and asexuality among adults on the autism spectrum when compared with the general population sample.
Huh. Just keep talking. That's one of the, and that's, I guess, exactly what this dialogue is for.
Yeah.
This day is intended to sort of begin the dialogue, these findings. You are year one in your PhD, Laura. In your pursuit of this dissertation. This exact talk, I think, is going to be wildly interesting.
Absolutely.
I mean, and again, it brings light and awareness and creates a dialogue around the bigger umbrella, which is autism.
Mm-hmm. And at our conference, we're hosting about 180 people this year, which is, I would say, quadruple of what we did last year.
Wow.
And so Laura will be our keynote speaker in the morning. She'll be speaking to everybody. And I think because of the nature of the topic and how much everybody's really just interested in learning about it,
Sure.
It's going to hit the point home right at the beginning of the day.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Ladies, thank you so much for stopping by. This sounds to be like an amazing day of revelation as well as education, all the things that are right. So it is something that's happening at the University of Alberta. Continued success in your pursuit of your PhD. Super cool. And we are going to take a quick break here. Information on this session, go to breakfasttelevision.ca. You don't want to miss it. It's a wonderfully, wildly important dialogue. And we'll be back with news, weather, traffic right after this.